Alright guys, welcome back to Conqueror and Commander. This is going to be a game featuring my Doran the Siege Tower deck. For the complete deck list, go to puremtgo.com. Check out my series of articles, Conqueror and Commander, and you should see the deck list printed up nice and neat. If you guys take a look here, things are going to look a little different because there's somebody else's hand. This is because I am playing Two-Headed Giant version of Commander. This is something that MTGO has offered for a while, and I haven't really messed around with. And I figured I'd go ahead and stick my foot in the waters here and just check it out. So my teammate here is the Rafiq of the Many deck, and the good thing about having Rafiq as a teammate is that he has blue for counter spells. Looking at his hand, he's got clone and canopy covers, so it's not real hardcore, but it can be all right. Our opponents are Child of Alara and Lavinia of the 10th. I'm interested to see what the Lavinia deck brings. My hand only has one land, so I obviously am going to send it away. Let's see if I can finagle here this a little bit. I hope you guys don't mind this little detour from what I usually do, but I think it's worth checking out just to see. So my teammate mulliganed into a lot of basics plus Colony Heart Expedition and Radiance Judgment, which is an interesting cycler. I go to 4 land plus 2 ramp spells and Damnation, and I've got Vault of the Archangel. So I'm sitting pretty right now. The first turns are kind of a whole lot of nothing. I draw a forest. Now, there's a combined life total of 80, but you can kill a single opponent with commander damage. And I'm not sure if people know how Two-Headed Giant works online, but essentially I'm going directly head-to-head against the Child of Alara player, but I can play spells that target anything on the board. Rafiq plays Colony Heart Expedition and has Staff of Nin as his draw. Everflowing Chalice from Lavinia. Child of Alara plays a Polluted Delta. I draw Fen Deep Summoner and Farseek to get Godless Shrine. He draws Reap and Sow. Darksteel Plate for Lavinia, which is kind of annoying and tough to deal with. Child plays Rhystic Study. Okay, so one of the things you can do when you're playing online is you can instant message your opponent or your teammate. You can instant message anybody, but I am my teammate about this point, and I was like, dude, I hope you're not going to pay the Rhystic Study tax. He's like, of course not. Why would I do that? And I just wanted to point out that yeah, a lot of people freaking don't worry about Rhystic Study and let their opponents draw cards, and it's super annoying. So I pay the tax to play Doran. And then Lavinia comes out and detains Doran, but Rafiq's going to Radiance Judgment her before she can get the Darksteel Plate put on her. Abundance from Child of Alara. Child already has 2 kind of powerful enchantments, so I 3 visits. And I'm wondering at this point if he's an enchantment-themed deck. The Rafiq player is not drawing into any action, but he plays Rafiq, paying the tax. Lavinia plays... This is an interesting card. Let's see if we can show it here. Coast Watcher, which is flying and protection from green. You don't see protection from green too much, but it's a pretty good defensive card, especially if you can stick Darksteel Plate on it, which is what he does. Oh yeah, so Abundance got Replenish into his hand because he picked non-land. So obviously he's going to be an enchantment-themed deck. Crap. Usually I leave the Replenish there just so that we know that the Replenish is coming. But I forgot. So there's Sensi's Divining Top, and then nothing. I go in for the attack with Doran. He spins his top and ends up taking the 5. And then I go ahead and play the Fen Deep Summoner, paying the tax. Rafiq's still just drawing land. So he Reap and Sows to get rid of the Tundra. And entwines it to search up some more land. Lavinia plays Beacon of Immortality, which is pretty good in two-headed giant decks because it means that he starts at 80 and now he's at 71, but he's going to go up to like 142 or something like that. He's playing Thalicos Lowlands, so that's an interesting old school land that you don't see very often. Child Spins is top. Goes for a land. Yeah, you see he's got Propaganda and Increasing Ambition. There's Teferi's Moat. It's going to play green. Now, if I wanted to, I could ignore Teferi's Moat by using my Fen Deep Summoner to attack for 10 with my swamps here. But I want to be able to at least possibly kill him with commander damage. And I do have Demonic Tutor. So I'm going to Demonic Tutor and get Kasali Pride Mage. And I'm going to use the Pride Mage to blow up Teferi's Moat. And then I attack with my 2 Tree Folk. So it's going to take a little while, but unless I can use commander damage. Rafiq's not really drawing a whole lot, so he plays Staff of Nin out there to hopefully draw something more. And he's keeping all his islands untapped to represent a counterspell, which is a good idea. Sword of Cauldra and Briarberry Cohort. So the child player goes for land again and does nothing. So now I'm going to use my swamps to attack and knock them down to 115. And then he deals 1 damage to them. At this point, he draws Sakura Tribe Elder. He plays Deep Reconnaissance. So he's got a lot of ramp. And then flashes back Deep Reconnaissance. So Lavinia comes back out to play. And ends up detaining a bunch of dudes. We get attacked. He went for non-land this time and gets Enlightened Tutor in his hand. So he has Replenish in his hand and Enlightened Tutor. I'll just leave this right here. And you know, he spins his top. Oh, and he tutors. He tutors for Oath of Druids. Which is like, holy cow. I was fully expecting him to get Moat so that his teammates, flying guys, could come in and start beating on us. But Oath of Druids, holy cow. Lucky for us, Lavinia has 3 creatures. So I'm going to be able to Oath up stuff. So I go for... I don't remember what I went for. Oh, Leaf Crowned Elder. And then I draw Beast Within, which works out great so that I can Beast Within the Oath after Rafiq's turn. So I make 2 of the swamps into dudes, and I attack for another 10, knocking them down to 103. Rafiq uses Oath and gets Stoic Archangel, which isn't the best for me, or Stoic Angel, I'm sorry, but isn't horrible. So then he draws Forbid, and here's the thing, he's got Forbid here with Staff of Nin, so he's going to be able to counter one spell every turn. So before their turn, I go ahead and Beast Within the Oath. Invisible Stalker for Lavinia. Lavinia gets equipped with the sword, and they both come in, and people get blocked. So now Child's gonna try and he went for non-land and ended up getting Brainstorm, which he immediately plays. He does have 3 cards in hand. Oh, and he uses... Oh, that's right. He uses the Brainstorm with the Abundance to get a bunch of different stuff here. He goes for non-land... Or lands the first 2 times and gets Academy Ruin and Snow-Covered something, and then gets Propaganda as his last card. And you'll see like he's got like Opalescence and Increasing Ambition and a bunch of other stuff. And then he tries to replenish. And luckily, Rafiq has the Forbid. Other than that, we'd be probably horribly screwed right here. And he manages to Forbid with Buyback. So the top of my library is Hunter's Insight. And it's not a Tree Folk, but Hunter's Insight is going to be good for me. I turn 2 dudes and I go in with my team. And I use Hunter's Insight to draw a bunch of cards. And it's at this point when the Lavinia player times out. And she either has like connection problems or something. But what ends up happening is the Child player concedes once the Lavinia player never comes back. And then that's the end of the game. So there's a little bit of Two-Headed Giant for you guys. It's nice when your teammate kind of covers for you with by picking up the slack. I would have had a hard time with dealing with Replenish with a bunch of enchantments in the graveyard, but luckily Rafiq had the counter spell to deal with it. I felt like we were in a pretty good position, and I would have been able to crib swap anything that was really a problem. I didn't think that, if I was able to get Doran through once or twice more, I would have been able to commander damage the Child of Alara player away, and then I could have focused on beating up on the Lavinia player. And I was about to draw a bunch of cards with Hunter's Insight as well. So that would have helped. And I had Vault of the Archangel to help us with our life gain situation. So anyways, not a very satisfying ending, but I just wanted to show you guys what we could do. All right. Hope you enjoyed that. Thanks.